let's tell me when you're ready, Tom.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Good?
You got it.
Okay. Hi, this is Eric Tucker. I'm here at the Las Vegas Convention Center with Doug Wyatt from Sovereign Laboratories. He's going to tell you a little bit today about colostrum. Doug, tell us about colostrum.
Hi, Eric. Thanks for giving us your time today. We're very pleased to be here. Colostrum, a lot of people don't know what it is, so we're going to describe it very briefly. Colostrum is the very first food of our life. It comes from a mother's breast. And it's not milk. This is pre-milk. Colostrum is all immune and growth factors. And it's critical for infants to get the colostrum because this is how we transfer immunity to all of the diseases that our mother and our grandmother or her grandmother came into contact in their life. That's the most important thing about colostrum. The second most important thing is it is the whole immune system, in essence, software. In essence, for our body being the hardware. Colostrum is the software. Okay. Now, it's important to understand this. All mammals except humans will die if they don't get it. They have no operating immune system.
There's a lot of talk today about leaky gut syndrome, the effects, what people are suffering from. Can you explain that a little bit, how colostrum can help?
I'd be happy to explain that. And one of the things I think that might be really important for your audience is that when people are taking pain medications, alcoholic beverages, leading a lifestyle that a lot of the younger people do and thinking they're going to live forever, what they've done is they've created leaky gut syndrome. Leaky gut syndrome leads to chronic disease, always, all the time. Okay. The LA Times came out with a front page article because the CDC, the Center for Disease Control Atlanta, which is our biggest health authority in this country, said every one of us are going to die of an autoimmune disease.
Speak up.
And colostrum is the only thing that will has been clinically proven to prevent and heal leaky gut syndrome. And leaky gut syndrome is the primary cause of cancer, heart disease, all autoimmune diseases, all allergies derived because of leaky gut syndrome.
So colostrum is not just prevention, it actually can heal and rejuvenate some of the damage that's done.
Absolutely, it can prevent it and prevent chronic disease. Now, that's the most important aspect of colostrum. The second most important aspect is that it has powerful anti-aging capabilities. Colostrum contains growth hormone that's bioidentical. We get our colostrum from cows, but the colostrum is 40 times more powerful than human. And it's loaded with all of the bioidentical growth factors that keep us from aging, premature aging. So it can help us retain lean muscle, repair our tissue, and keep fat off of the belly and keep us strong and give us more energy. And all of those are just wonderful secondary, what I call wonderful side effects of colostrum.
And it can also lead to reinnovations in like brain tissue damage and things like that, say preventing Alzheimer's.
Absolutely. You've really hit it on the nail with that one, Eric, because we've done clinical studies with Alzheimer's patients, and colostrum has been shown to help prevent the onset of Alzheimer's, which, by the way, is an autoimmune disease.
Correct.
And caused by leaky gut syndrome again. And colostrum has been shown to stimulate and help repair memory loss.
Right. And things like Crohn's disease, they say there's no cure for Crohn's disease.
That's not true.
Is something that can help that or
absolutely. See, what the problem is that medical doctors are not taught anything about nutrition. They don't even really understand what colostrum is. There's over 280 bioactive components in colostrum, and every one of those are a minor miracle. And so Crohn's disease, and that's a great question, because Crohn's disease is just a progression of leaky gut getting worse over time. And so when you have a lifestyle that includes pain medications, oh whoops, I got arthritis, how did I get arthritis? Because you have leaky gut syndrome. When you take pain medications, guess what? It eats holes in your gut, and it's a vicious circle. So by taking colostrum, we can eliminate pain. Wow, what a concept. We took 8,000 arthritis patients and put them on a study with colostrum, and within 3.5 weeks of taking colostrum every day, 85% of them were pain-free.
Okay, let's pause for a second, you guys. Okay, let's do it.
Doug, tell us a little bit about your clinical trials with colostrum and how it's affected, viral infections in the body.
That's a great question. Treating viral infections is very difficult. The only actual treatment that's effective is vaccine. Our body will create vaccines against viruses on its own. And the only virus that we found that won't do that is the AIDS virus, because the AIDS virus shuts down the immune system. So we decided that there's two things that happened after AIDS came about. Number one, the medical community knew nothing about the immune system. And I mean nothing. And so the way that they found out how the immune system operated is they took colostrum and tore it apart. So that's why we know what's in colostrum. 280 bioactives, okay? And every antiviral drug used to treat AIDS, herpes, and hepatitis, etc., all discovered as a component of colostrum. Every one of them.
That's
now,
amazing.
the drug companies go out and they recombinantly manufacture these components on an isolated basis. And you know how they do that?
No.
It's just about like making beer. They take yeast, put it in a vat, and they genetically modify the yeast so it'll produce these substances. The yeasts are plants. They don't produce a bioidentical mammalian hormone or biologic because they're a plant. So that's why there's side effects to the drugs. Okay. So why do the drug companies do this? So they can patent and own them and make hundreds of billions of dollars.
They don't want you to have the all natural.
Hey, we're getting off track.
Right.
Do the
So
clinical trials.
we took colostrum, knowing full well that all of the antivirals came out of colostrum, and we put it into studies with AIDS patients, stage 4 HIV, near death. The reason that we wanted to do that is because we wanted the World Health Organization to work with us on the study. So these people are dying, they can't even uptake nutrition. They have so many infections in their body that their body is just shutting down. So we put them on colostrum, we put them on a oral spray that we've developed called Viralize. And within 30 days, we eliminated all the host infections. All the host infections. And that you have to understand, see, it isn't AIDS that kills you. The AIDS shuts the immune system down so that all of the infections that
You're susceptible.
come along,
You're susceptible
those are the
to
things
everything.
that kill you.
Yes.
Okay?
What it does is make you susceptible to the common cold will give you basically. at that
Cold
point.
turns into pneumonia, for example. Okay?
Right.
And so those trials were very, very successful. We'd actually eliminated the viral load in the blood and colostrum. And we expected that. I mean, if you're going to create an antiviral out of a component of colostrum, it's better to have the real thing.
Do you think the drug companies just don't want this information out there?
Oh, yeah.
Because of the money that they could lose to an all-natural product, basically?
The real problem with colostrum is there's not enough colostrum in the world to treat everybody, and then that's just not a possibility. So we're really not a threat to the major drug companies. You couldn't find, gather, and process enough colostrum to have everybody in the world.
So if someone wants to try the product, someone say they're suffering and they want to get on colostrum, where can they get the product?
You go to sovereignlaboratories.com.
And we'll provide that on the video.
Sovereignlaboratories.com. And we're the only company that has put colostrum through human clinical trials. The trials we talked about with the AIDS was just one of them. We also did clinical trials with both animals and humans on leaky gut syndrome. And the really interesting part of this is, you see, we took, if you want to model or have trials that simulate human, you have to use pigs if you're doing gut studies, okay? GI and intestinal studies. So we fed the pigs a combination of some hydrochloric acid, which simulated the overproduction of acids that people would have if you have an overload. Okay? So you go and take a scope, and you take a look at the intestine and the stomach of the pig before you feed them this. And we fed them colostrum, and you go back and take a look afterwards, okay? And not only did we repair existing damage that we found in the pig, we prevented the damage from the hydrochloric acid, and on top of that, we grew the villi height, which is the little protrusions that are in the gut that absorb our nutrients. We grew those by 20%. So the uptake of nutrition was enhanced significantly.
That's the amazing part, because in today's processed foods world, I mean, you can't avoid it. You look at the the problems with acid reflux. I mean, everybody has problems with their gut. Nobody's as healthy as they should be because of our diet.
Absolutely.
This is something that
and the wonderful thing about the colostrum is when we did studies with humans, the CDC came out and said half of the population in this country is taking pain meds, one way or another, every day. Okay, either OTC or prescription, or excuse me, they're getting, they're using street drugs. Okay, and it's so common. 50% of the population every day, and you know that right on the labels of the pain meds, what does it say?
It
cause
destroys
gastrointestinal bleeding, right?
Yes.
So when we did studies, we did this at the Imperial Hospital in London, which is one of the most famous gastroenterologists in internal medicine hospitals. And we had patients that were taking NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Oh, wait a minute, what are those? Pain meds, okay? So we put humans on pain meds, fed them colostrum, and we got exactly the same results we got in the pig study.
That's amazing. Do you foresee the product being available to the market, like through over-the-counter products and things like that, or is it something that's going to have to be straight ordered from you?
We don't have any intention of putting our products in retail stores because the retail stores, there's colostrum there, and it's been abused and over-processed. And the colostrum that's there isn't productive. And what we found out of the retail buyers is they don't care about efficacy, they only care about its price. And so they're looking for the cheapest product. And when you have the cheapest colostrum, you have a colostrum that's not clinically proven and has no benefit. So the best place and the only place you're going to find our products is either through your physician or directly from our own website, Sovereign Laboratory site.
So are you working with doctors that can prescribe what you have when they have
we
these
do.
issues? I think that's a great thing.
And it's available on Amazon now. Now, understand, colostrum, it's important for your audience to understand what makes our colostrum different. Our colostrum is tested so that we know it has all of these wonderful factors in it. And then we put a GMP and a kosher and a halal label on the label, and we have independent lab testing verify our tests to prove the efficacy. That's number one. Number two, we put a liposomal delivery on the powder. This prevents the colostrum from just being digested. See, colostrum wasn't intended for you as an adult. When we're an infant, we don't produce stomach acids. So colostrum was never intended to be digested. So once the stomach acids start getting produced a few days after birth, then milk comes in, and the colostrum is already through and done its work. So we have to protect the colostrum from digestion, and that's what liposomal delivery does. The liposomal delivery is a very special type of molecules that exist on the outside of every cell of our body. Whether it's skin, muscle, brain, nerves, every cell in our body has a cell membrane made up of very special lipids, and that's what goes on the colostrum. So these are bioidentical, by the way, to our human lipids, and it prevents the digestion and it transfers the colostrum throughout the body, even across the blood-brain barrier.
Okay, you guys,
So
let's go.
One thing I want to talk about here before we're done, Doug, is everybo's on pain meds today, and their side effects are well known. Tell us how colostrum is going to affect people with pain issues.
That's a great question. We did a study with rheumatoid and osteoarthritis patients, 8,000 of them in the study. So it was very extensive, lasted over a period of a long time, many months. When you give patients colostrum, within 3.5 weeks, we had an 85% of that study group pain-free. 85, that's an amazing number. There isn't one drug that the FDA's approved that I know of that's had an 85% success ratio.
You look at the millions of people in this country suffering, from pain management is huge right now.
Correct.
This could be a great effect on that.
So when I'm working with physicians, I have them do pre and post-inflammatory marker testing, and we can see the inflammation coming down immediately. So what the objective of that is that if we can get people to be pain med free, then we can heal the GI tract and we can prevent chronic disease development out of that.
So it sounds like this is a great product for numerous things, pain management, Alzheimer's possibly, Crohn's disease, things like that. Wonderful effects, with many benefits. And tell our people one more time where they need to go to find this product.
You need to go to Sovereign Laboratories. You need to remember the name Colostrum LD. The LD stands for liposomal delivery. Okay, and it's that liposomal delivery that's critical, otherwise we as humans will destroy the colostrum in transit. In essence, if you digest it, what we've done is we've just turned it into a protein meal.
Right.
Okay, and colostrum wasn't designed to be changed. We need to have it arrive in the body intact.
Well, thank you for your time, Doug. You got a wonderful product, and wish you all the luck in the future.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Eric.
Thank you.
Awesome. You guys, great job.
And then you can splice it together like